20 secretly gay actors of golden age of Hollywood. Today, being openly gay is widely accepted, but this was vastly different back in the 1960s and 70s. In those decades, revealing one's sexual orientation could end a career, as homosexuality was outright banned in many areas. Many actors in Hollywood kept their true identities hidden, either to protect their careers or to avoid public backlash. Some managed to guard their privacy, while others struggled under constant media scrutiny. A few, however, never acknowledged or revealed their identity, even until their death. So here is a list of 30 actors who either remained secret or managed to remain secret for most of their lives. Tommy Kirk. Kirk, once Disney's shining star in family classics like Old Yeller and The Shaggy Dog, saw his skyrocketing career come crashing down in a shocking turn of events. In the early 1960s, when Disney discovered that Kirk was gay, they didn't hesitate to sever ties with him, fearing public backlash. At the peak of his fame, the studio quietly let him go, launching a career-ending scandal that forced Kirk to vanish from Hollywood. For years, he was forced to hide his true identity, unable to find work in an industry that was unrelentingly conservative. The toll this took on him was profound, and it wasn't until later in life that he spoke out about the suffocating pressures of being a closeted gay man in a world that wouldn't accept him. Sal Mano. Sal Mano, who rocketed to fame in Rebel Without a Cause, faced the dark side of Hollywood. In the 1960s, his promising career abruptly stalled as rumors of his sexuality spread. While Mano had relationships with men, he never publicly came out, though it was no secret within Hollywood circles. With the industry shutting out gay actors, he struggled to find roles and watched his career fade. Just as he was beginning to make a comeback, tragedy struck. In 1976, Mano was murdered, ending his life before he could truly live openly or reclaim his stardom. His untimely death left behind a haunting question. How far could he have gone if he'd had the freedom to be himself? Richard Deacon. Richard Deacon, best remembered as Mel on The Dick Van Dyke Show, spent his career hiding a significant part of his life. Though he never publicly confirmed his sexuality, his orientation was an open secret in Hollywood circles. Deacon chose to stay single and live discreetly, carefully avoiding any scandal that might arise from being openly gay. Throughout his time in television comedy, he kept a low profile, balancing fame with the sacrifices needed to protect his privacy. When he passed away in 1984, Deacon left a legacy in comedy, shaped by both his talent and the quiet compromises he made to safeguard his personal life. John Dahl. While John Dahl's talent shone brightly in Hollywood, his career was shadowed by a secret he kept close. Best known for roles in Rope and Gun Crazy, Dahl hid his sexuality from the public, despite those close to him being aware of his relationships with men. In an era when being openly gay risked one's livelihood, Dahl's choice to keep silent may have hindered his path to greater stardom. He passed away in 1971 from a heart attack at just 50, leaving behind a distinct body of work yet a career that never fully blossomed. Dennis Price. Alec Guinness. Price's journey through fame was as complex as it was hidden. Known for his memorable performance in Kind Hearts and Coronets, Price was an acclaimed British actor who grappled with the demands of concealing his sexuality. Despite never publicly acknowledging his identity as a gay man, he faced inner battles with alcoholism and financial hardship, worsened by the pressure to conform in a conservative society. Though his career began with promise, these struggles gradually dimmed his success. Price passed away in 1973 at 58, with many believing the burden of his hidden life contributed to his early death. Sherman Hemley. Sherman Hemley, famously known for his role as the outspoken George Jefferson on The Jeffersons, led a personal life that was remarkably reserved in contrast. While rumors about Hemsley's sexuality circulated widely, he never publicly addressed these speculations. A very private person, he neither married nor spoke much about his life outside of acting. It wasn't until after his passing in 2012 that insights into his private world, including his long-term relationship with a male partner, became known. Though his on-screen characters were vibrant and larger than life, Hemsley's decision to keep his true self out of the public eye highlights the unique pressures Black actors faced in society. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the latest news and updates on your favorite Hollywood stars. Your support helps us bring you more exciting content. Jim Nabors. For years, Jim Nabors kept his true self hidden behind the beloved character of Gomer Pyle. He spent much of his career concealing his sexuality, though rumors about him being gay persisted. Throughout his time in Hollywood, Nabors avoided discussing his private life, fearing that openness about his identity might end his career. Speculation was further fueled by a false rumor that Nabors had married actor Rock Hudson, a claim both actors denied. It wasn't until 2013, when Nabors married his longtime partner Stan Cadwallader after same-sex marriage was legalized, that he publicly came out. By then, Nabors had kept his relationship private for nearly 40 years, finally able to live openly without the professional repercussions he once feared. Richard Chamberlain. As the heartthrob of Dr. Kildare and the Thornbirds, Richard Chamberlain captured the admiration of countless female fans, yet he kept his true self hidden for years. Fearing that revealing his sexuality could ruin his career, Chamberlain led a closeted life throughout his time in Hollywood. He maintained secret relationships with men, including a long-term partner, while publicly upholding the image of a heterosexual leading man. It wasn't until the release of his 2003 autobiography, Shattered Love, Chamberlain came out, expressing regret about not being able to be open sooner, yet understanding the pressures he faced in Hollywood's golden age. George Takei. Famed for his role as Sulu on Star Trek, George Takei spent much of his career concealing his sexuality. Raised in a conservative Japanese-American family, Takei felt cultural and societal pressures to keep his identity hidden. As a gay man of color in Hollywood, he worried that being open about his sexuality might end his career. It wasn't until 2005, when he felt more secure in his life and career, that Takei publicly came out. Since then, he has championed LGBTQ+ rights, embracing his identity fully and marrying his longtime partner, Brad Altman, in 2008. Takei's journey highlights the unique struggles faced by gay actors in Hollywood, particularly in a time less accepting of both racial and sexual diversity. John Inman. Known for his iconic portrayal of the flamboyant Mr. Humphreys in the British sitcom Are You Being Served?, John Inman became a beloved figure and an LGBTQ+ icon. While his character was often seen as a stereotype, it played a significant role in bringing attention to effeminate gay men at a time when such representation was rare. Although Inman never publicly acknowledged his sexuality during the peak of his fame, he later came out as gay in his personal life. He spent many years with his partner, Ron Lynch, and they entered into a civil partnership before Inman's death in 2007. Inman's portrayal of Mr. Humphreys continues to be a cherished part of British television history. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us bring you more great content. Paul Winfield. Paul Winfield, known for his Oscar-nominated performances in Sounder and The Terminator, kept his personal life under wraps for much of his career. Although he had a long-term relationship with his partner, Charles Gillen Jr., spanning over 30 years, Winfield never publicly acknowledged his sexuality. It wasn't until after his death in 2004 that the full extent of his relationship with Gillen became known. Winfield's decision to stay silent reflected the unique challenges faced by Black actors, particularly those who were also part of the LGBTQ+ community, in an industry that often marginalized both groups. Anthony Perkins. Best known for his chilling portrayal of Norman Bates in Psycho, Anthony Perkins spent much of his life managing the delicate balance between his acting career and his private relationships with men. Though he was married to photographer Berinthia Berenson and had 2 children, Perkins struggled with his sexuality throughout his life. His secret relationship with fellow closeted actor Tab Hunter was kept hidden from the public to protect his reputation. Perkins worked hard to maintain his carefully crafted public image, and it wasn't until after his death from AIDS-related complications in 1992 that the full extent of his private life became known. His internal conflict reflected the intense pressure Hollywood stars of his era faced to adhere to heterosexual expectations. Sir Michael Redgrave. The esteemed British actor, known for his distinguished career and as the patriarch of a family of actors, lived much of his life as a closeted bisexual. While married to actress Rachel Kempson, Redgrave had relationships with both men and women. His bisexuality was well known within British theatre circles, yet he never publicly acknowledged it, opting to preserve a traditional family image. After his death in 1985, his children, including Vanessa and Corin Redgrave, spoke about their father's struggles with his identity, and his complicated personal life was further uncovered in biographies. Howard E. Rollins Jr. Rollins, famous for his roles in the Heat of the Night and A Soldier's Story, struggled to keep his sexuality hidden throughout his career. He had relationships with men, but never publicly came out. He also faced issues with substance abuse, which many believed were linked to his internal struggles. These personal challenges led to legal problems and hurt his career. Rollins passed away in 1996 from lymphoma complications, leaving behind a legacy of talent that was overshadowed by his private battles. Gan Kelly. The legendary dancer, singer, and actor recognized for his performances in Singin' in the Rain and An American in Paris epitomized the quintessential all-American male star. Although Kelly was married several times to women, rumors regarding his sexuality have persisted, particularly concerning private relationships with men. Known for his meticulous nature and strong work ethic, Kelly kept his personal life under wraps, never publicly addressing these speculations. Despite many in Hollywood being aware of his close bonds with certain male colleagues, Kelly's public persona remained firmly heterosexual until his death. Ben Patza. Ben Patza, known for his supporting roles in films such as The Blues Brothers and The Bad News Bears, was a notably private person, especially concerning his sexuality. While he never publicly identified as gay, it was widely recognized in Hollywood that he was. Patza maintained a long-term relationship with partner Wayne Tripp, but kept their personal lives shielded from the media. His career, though steady, was largely unremarkable, potentially due to the limitations and pressures placed on openly gay actors during that era. Patza passed away in 1991 from AIDS-related complications, with his sexuality remaining a quieter aspect of his legacy. Michael Jeter. The Emmy-winning actor, known for his memorable roles in Evening Shade and The Green Mile, was a deeply private person throughout much of his career. However, he later became more open about his sexuality. Jeter's struggle with HIV and his eventual candor about living with the disease made him a significant figure within the LGBTQ+ community. His passing in 2003 from complications related to an epileptic seizure left a lasting impact on the industry. His openness and authenticity as a gay man served as a beacon for others who faced similar challenges in Hollywood. To help us create more engaging content, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video interesting, just comment, "Okay." Thank you for your support. Graham Chapman. Chapman, a founding member of the iconic Monty Python comedy group, lived much of his life keeping his sexuality private. In the 1970s, Chapman made the bold decision to publicly come out as gay, becoming one of the first high-profile British entertainers to do so. He was in a committed relationship with his partner, David Sherlock, from 1966 until his death. Chapman's choice to live openly as a gay man was groundbreaking, particularly given his immense popularity at the time. His openness about his sexuality, combined with his wit and courage, set him apart in an era where such transparency was rare and controversial. He passed away in 1989 from throat cancer, leaving behind a lasting legacy of humor, courage, and progress for the LGBTQ+ community. Divine, Harris Glenn Milstead. Harris Glenn Milstead, known by his stage name Divine, rose to fame as a drag performer and cult film star, largely due to his work with director John Waters in films like Pink Flamingos and Hairspray. While Divine's bold and provocative public persona won over audiences, Milstead himself kept his personal life relatively private. He was openly gay with close friends, but struggled with body image issues, which influenced how he was seen in the media. Despite his flamboyant stage presence, much of Milstead's personal life, including his romantic relationships, remained out of the public eye. Divine passed away in 1988 from heart-related issues, but his impact on drag culture and the visibility of LGBTQ+ individuals continues to resonate today. John Barrowman. John Barrowman, best known for his role as Captain Jack Harkness in Doctor Who and Torchwood, spent the early part of his career concealing his sexuality, worried that being openly gay could harm his professional prospects. Though he kept his romantic relationships private at first, Barrowman chose to publicly come out in the early 2000s as his career advanced. Since then, he has been a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and now openly shares his life with his husband, Scott Gill. Barrowman's journey from secrecy to self-acceptance reflects both his personal growth and the broader shift in Hollywood's attitude toward LGBTQ+ individuals. Leslie Jordan. Known for his iconic comedic roles in Will and Grace and The Cool Kids, Jordan kept his sexuality private during the early years of his career, though he was openly gay in his personal life. It wasn't until later, when the entertainment industry became more accepting, that he began to openly discuss his sexual orientation. Jordan's vibrant and flamboyant characters made him a fan favorite, earning him a special place in the hearts of the LGBTQ+ community. His evolution from keeping his identity hidden to fully embracing it mirrors the changing attitudes within Hollywood over time. J. Davidson. Davidson, best recognized for his Oscar-nominated performance in The Crying Game, was known for his private nature, especially regarding his personal life. Despite the significant media scrutiny surrounding his brief rise to fame, much of which focused on his gender expression and sexuality, Davidson remained discreet. While he was open about his sexual orientation among friends and colleagues, he chose to keep his private life out of the public eye. The untold stories of these 30 Golden Age stars remind us of a time when many had to hide their true selves behind the silver screen. What do you think about these remarkable stars? Share your thoughts below. Hit like and subscribe to uncover more secret stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.